You want to start, Sid? You've got the most Japanese picks.
I do. I have 6. But we have one in common.
Oh,
So,
okay. Do you want me to go first then?
No, because last time you went first, we also had one in common because it was the exact same.
Exactly. You go first.
Okay, I'll go. So I'll do that one last because then it'll transition you. So on my Japanese list of tracks from K-pop artists, I'm trying to think of the order I want to do this. I'll start with this one. So this one's like kind of an iconic Japanese release for BTS. Like Don't Leave Me is like, I think it's safe to say that every army like loves that song, and a lot of them don't actually know that it's in Japanese. A lot of them just think that it's like in Korean. But it was off like one of their first Japanese albums, a single they released for their Japanese fans, and it's just really cute. Like it's very intense, kind of, and like it's kind of like if they made like I Need You. I don't know if you know that song, but like that was the first #1 they got. If they made that like for the Japanese public and like tailored that kind of sound to them, that's what Don't Leave Me is. And I really love that song. It's like, I think one of their best Japanese releases. Next is, I'm obsessed with the song. I actually like this Japanese version more than the Korean version, and that's Taemin's Famous. I love that song. Famous, I'm so fabulous. Famous, I'm so famous. That's the one where he does like the famous like shaking move. Ooh. And he's like, yeah. But I love that song. Like I streamed that song probably like, I probably watch that more than Magic. Like I watch that at least like 3 or 4 times a week. I love that performance that he did of it in Japan. But yeah, that's one of my favorite Japanese songs. The next one's actually one that I heard it when it first came out, but I didn't realize how good it was, I think, or like let it come up on my playlist enough. And that's Penalty by the Boys off of their album For Breaking Dawn. It's so good. And like I only started re-listening to it like a few days ago when I like found it again. It like randomly came on shuffle on my playlist, and I was like completely taken aback by how much I'd been sleeping on it. I was so mad at myself because the song is so good. Like the vocals are amazing. It's off a Japanese album, so it's meant to be Japanese. It's not a Japanese version. But yeah, I definitely recommend, like, if you like the Boys, even if you don't like the Boys, go listen to Penalty off of their Breaking Dawn album. It's so good. Next, this one was actually my most listened to song on Spotify, like, this year.
Wow.
Like, for real. Yeah. And it's a Japanese version. Well, it's not a Japanese version. It's a Japanese song. But that's because, again, I fall asleep to music, so I have to play music in order for my to go to sleep. And this song I used to just put on repeat all the time. I freely admit that. And that's Your Eyes Tell by BTS, produced by Jungkook. You know, gotta support my man. But yeah, it's just really, really beautiful. It's kind of sad. It's very much like a ballad type song. And I really, really like those songs from BTS, especially their Japanese ones. They also have Film Out that came out this year, which I also have on my list, just because like those are really, really emotional and I really like their vocal range in them. But yeah. And then to segue, Olivia, tell us the Japanese song that me and you both love currently.
Oh yes. I know for BTS is known for like their Japanese discography, but another group that's known for their Japanese discography, another SOCS favorite of course, is SHINee, and we've been listening to Superstar quite a bit. I really like that song. It's just so cute. I love their outfits in it. Key went off. I feel like Key styled it. He had to. It's just perfect for them because they are superstars, you know?
That song is so good. Like,
it's so good.
Honestly, so good.
I mean, the SHINee comeback has really been one of the best things in pop culture in a while. And not to put down, it's just that SHINee's that good. They're so good.
Yeah, SHINee is amazing. They deserve all their flowers and more. More.
They deserve more. Personally, I think. At least internationally, they deserve more. Obviously, in Korea, they get the love they deserve. But I think internationally, they deserve more.
Taemin deserves a spot at the table of soloists globally. Just saying.
Period. I agree. God, I didn't know as many Japanese songs to pick because I personally really don't like Red Velvet's Japanese discography. I am gonna say I love hashtag Cookie Jar, and I'm gonna get to that in a second. But Sappy, I think, is probably Red Velvet's worst title track. I'm not a fan. We'll see what people think of that, but hashtag Cookie Jar I really like. At first, I didn't like it though because when they would say hashtag Cookie Jar, I would get a little bit of secondhand embarrassment for them putting hashtag in as a lyric. I was like, oh my god, they're trying to be like, young people, let's connect, and it would make me cringe a little bit. But once I got over it, it's actually one of my favorite Red Velvet videos. They all have really great outfits in it. The song slaps. It's super catchy. All the performances of it are really good. I love the pink jumpsuits they wear in the video. It's the Glossier pink jumpsuits. I don't know. Everyone just looks super good in that music video, and it's a cute video. I don't know. It's just a good era for that. It's an underrated era for Red Velvet, I think. I really liked Twice's recent Japanese song, Perfect World. We watched the music video on the show where they everything starts falling apart and catching on fire and shit. I really liked that. They were serving. And I'm gonna say the Japanese version of Pretty Savage that just came out slaps. Pretty Savage already slaps, and I still like the Korean version more, obviously. But Jisoo's part on the Japanese version has been going viral, and for good reason, because it's really good. That's all I can say. But she just sounds really good on it. So yeah, those are my picks for the Japanese one.
Nice.
Skylar?
Okay, so for the Japanese songs, I have got nothing. I got nothing because I am not acquainted with anyone's Japanese discography. I did come across one Twice song called BBZ, and it sounded pretty cute. I think I've heard it before. That one was great. And I know they have a lot of other Japanese music, but to be honest, I haven't listened much to it. So, yeah, that's what I've got. Had to keep it real.
That's fair, because I had to think really hard about it.
Yeah, no. I think when it comes to making versions of songs that aren't in your native language, and one, they come across as you trying to do something that isn't native to you. But again, there are so many Japanese fans of K-pop that it makes a lot of sense for them to make these tracks, and great music comes of it. The songs that they tailor to Japanese fans are still amazing and very similar to the originals. And the original ones are definitely worth listening to. And I think that's something you learn the more you like K-pop. I don't think that's something you learn in the beginning.
Yeah. It was very interesting that they had Japanese versions of songs to me. Well, not versions, but original songs in Japanese, not just versions. Because I feel with English, the English song thing is kind of new. It used to just be English versions. And I feel they're kind of trying to do the same thing they do with Japanese versions with English songs now. They're starting to. Which is interesting. But I haven't really delved very deep into the Japanese discographies of groups. So
yeah, I think I pay attention when it's an original release from an artist in Japanese more than I do the Japanese versions of songs that I already like in Korean.
Yeah, same. If it's gonna be a new version of it, it would just be the English one. Speaking of, Twice is about to release an English song. I think that's gonna be their next comeback. Or at least there's gonna be an English song on the album, but that that is the rumor, is that Twice is releasing an English song. So they're definitely going to be pushing more for Twice out here. Twice has been on Stephen Colbert and the Kelly Clarkson show. So, you know, expect to start seeing Twice a lot on US TV, which will be really cool. Yeah, Red Velvet, come on, SM. You know Bad Boy is the most popular SM song in America. You need to do that. And Psycho was the most streamed K-pop song of 2020.
There you go.
So, which is pretty incredible considering how many great K-pop songs came out in 2020.